What is this imposter? What the hell's a Toyota doing here? Anyway, today is an update on the E92 325 because I got some parts. So this is the car that we picked up at auction just before Christmas. Yeah, we've done a little bit to sort of get it in roadworthy condition, and hopefully you've seen the video on that. It was also a bit of an oil leak nightmare. But before we got the roadworthy done, we did get the tint redone, which I don't think you guys have seen. That ended up costing, I think, about $150. I will double check, and we will still have a video where we summarize everything that's been spent on it. But, and I think I put it in the last video, when I did the first startup after doing the sump gasket, I could hear a bit of a rumble, and I'm fairly confident that it is the drive belt idler. So in this video, we're going to replace the drive belt and the idler, and it should be pretty much good to go, finished, done and dusted. Now, the person that's bought this has taken ownership, is that the right word? And they have been driving it for the last week with no new problems, apparently. Starts and runs nicely. I'm curious to see what it's averaging fuel economy wise. 11.1. They might be a bit right foot heavy. Anyway, let's get it up on the hoist and we'll get cracking with this drive belt and tensioner install. So we're just about in the hoist, and I just want to ask, which is why I played that little bit of that pop song. What do you guys use for Bluetooth input on an older CCC radio? The person that's bought this doesn't want to go for a full Android install, so we need to find a sort of semi-cheap way of connecting Bluetooth into the aux input, which does work. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Anyway, let's have a quick listen to this rumble, and hopefully we're going to identify it and get it right. Well, hopefully I've already identified it. So it's that noise that hopefully you can hear now. And I'm fairly confident it's the drive belt tensioner. You can even hear it here. So let's get the belt and tensioner changed. To do that, I'm going to get some access, so... Oh. Maybe it's the fan. You guys hear the fan slowing down? It might need a fan as well. Ooh, all right. Anyway, we'll still do the belt and the tensioner since we got them. They're nice and cheap. So we'll get the intake shroud off, and we might need to take that fan out, so we'll have a look at it anyway. All right, let me get on with it. So I'm not sure if it's the best way to do it, but I think I'm going to have a crack at just getting the belts and tensioner off with just taking the inlet shroud off. I can do the tensioner, the mount bolts, and I think I'll go from there. The only thing that might be a bit tricky is getting it round what I think is it's power steering over that side, but that idler right on the left-hand side of the engine, the one that's to the left of the crank hub in that picture. The picture you're seeing is just going to be tight around the, looks like an AC pipe, but all right, I think we'll just crack on. Alright, so I've just got an extension with a T, I think it's a T60 socket, T60 Torx bit on it, not an extension, a breaker bar. And we'll see if we can release the tension. Cool, we got it. Alright. I'm going to take the rest of the belt off. So, bit of wriggling, but it is out. And to be fair, it actually looks like it's in pretty good nick. Conti Tech 1990. Let's check how long the new one is. So the new one I got off eBay. Comes pretty quickly. And it is a 1995, so it's 5mm longer. We'll see how it fits up shortly, but let's get the tensioner taken off. which looks like it's just a big e-Torx. It is an E14. I'm going to use the breaker bar to just crack it again. Well, crack it, but loosen the nut, the bolts. Not even tight. Alright, we get a ratchet. And that is the tensioner out. Let's have a look at the new tensioner and just make sure it is all correct. Comes with the new bolts. And it does appear to be the same one. Now it has got a locking pin in it. I'll work out how we're going to use that shortly. I do just want to see what the original pulley... Yeah. I reckon this is our problem, gentlemen. I think the bearing's just gone in the idler pulley, so that's good. All right, let's get the new one on and crack on. Okay, new belt and tensioner is on, and I did take a photo of the belt routing before taking it off. Always grab a photo before you do it, although modern times you can normally get a picture offline. All right, so moment of truth. I guess we'll start it up and we'll see if it's quieter. Gonna leave you guys there for the prime position. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I think it's fixed. The rumble has gone. Well, there we go. One little thing fixed. I'll put the air intake back on. Although that fan wind down does scare me a little bit. I'll turn the car off again, see what you think of the wind down. So what you can hear now is the AC fan spinning down. I feel like it's got a short life left. Let me know what you think, in case it is normal and I'm worried over nothing. So it is all back together, and that was a really quick, easy job. If it's the first time you've done it, probably allow 20 minutes and I think you'll be covered. So nice and simple. And it has definitely fixed that noise. Now I've got some iPhone clips that I want to put in here of the car. Basically when it was making the noise. It was probably about, I think it was the night we started working on the sump gasket. But yeah, have a listen to before and after replacing that idler, and hopefully you guys might be able to use that to identify if it's that noise that's playing with your minds in your car. Anyway, here's the two clips. So yeah, it's pretty obvious there that it is all sorted. I guess the last thing to do is I'm just going to take it for one last drive before I give it back to the person that's bought it. And yeah, then I've just got to beg them to get it back for a 0 to 60. But I think it's all good to go now. It is actually a really, really nice car to drive. And I'm kind of interested to see if these end up being much more economical than the N54s. Because that E92 325 that we've recently got, it's actually on its fuel meter, is actually using less fuel than this N52, which is kind of interesting. Anyway guys, I'll take it for a drive. If I find any other issues, you'll see me again. If not, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.